The number of columns whatever we are taking from both the table needs to be same along with the same data type in the both the tables. So both the values or both columns will going to be displayed from the first table as well as the second table. If you know the master table, then the common value is 3 and the name is Jackson. This is regarding intersect. Aggregate in the sense what? We are grouping together. By grouping all the values, then we are applying some function. Then we can call that as a aggregate function here. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. Welcome back to the session 4 of Unit 3 and we are in the B.C.A's 4th semester subject called Database Management System. In short, it is Dbms. I am Rohini T.S., Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So, we are working with the chapter 2, that is SQL-The Relational Database Standards. So, before getting into our today's session, we'll just have a recap of my previous session. So, in the last session of this chapter, we had a discussion regarding SQL constraints. So, out of that, we have a not null constraint, unique constraint, primary key constraints, and also we have a foreign key constraints along with a not null constraint. That is what I have discussed about the constraints of SQL, and also we got to know regarding a SQL basic structure. So it comprises of select statement will be there, select, from, and we have to mention a predicate called where. And also I have discussed regarding order by clause. When you wanted to sort any of the data which is present in a column either in ascending or descending order, based on that we are going to have this order by clause, and also we have a distinct. So, in order to identify the unique data in a particular column, then we are going to have this distinct keyword or distinct clause. That is regarding recap of my previous sessions. So, in our today's session, we are going to discuss regarding the set operation. So, what are the operations we have in the set operation, how it will going to be performed, along with its syntax and example that I will be discussing in my today's session, and then we'll see about the aggregate function. That is regarding what do you mean by aggregate function, what are the types of aggregate function we have, and let me discuss each type of aggregate function in detail in my today's session. Let me get into the session, that is regarding set operations. So in the SQL we are going to have a several set operation which will be used or which can be performed on the table data. We have a table, in the table we have a rows as well as the column, and we have a data and information which is present in the table. So we can perform some of the set operation with the data whatever we have in a table. And also you can see that we have a types of set operations here. It consists of union, union all, intersect, and also we have a minus. We'll see each type of set operation in detail. So first is regarding union operation. So as we all know that we have a two relation here, one is table 1 and another one is table 2. So now I wanted to combine both the data together from the table 1 as well as to the table 2. So then we have to use this union operation, but you need to remember one thing, when I wanted to perform this union operation or a combine or collaboration of both the relation, the number of columns or the number of attributes whatever we are going to have in a table 1, then the table number should also have the same number of attribute with the same data type. Then only we can combine the table 1 with a table 2. And also this union operation is different from the union all. So in the union operation it will not going to take the duplicate data, or it will not going to have redundant data more than one time. So it will going to eliminate the duplication rows or duplicate rows from the result set. And also you can see the syntax here, select column name, that means you can select a number of columns from a table 1. This is relation 1 union. So here you need to mention a keyword called union, that is a set operation here, and from another table I am fetching the column, that is select column name from table 2. So I can have two table, one table 1 and table 2. So in both the tables I need to fetch the column, and when we are fetching a column, the number of column and data type of that column needs to be same in both the table. Then only we can perform this union operation. Here you can see the example, Just imagine, you can consider this one. Here I have the table 1, that is first table, and we have a second table, right? This is first and this is second. Here we have 2 columns, one is ID and another one is name, and here also we have 2 columns, ID as well as name. So if you just observe the first table and the second table, here we have 3 values, 1, 2, 3. Here also we have 3, 4, 5. What did I say regarding this union operation? It will going to eliminate the duplicate value. So if I combine both the table 1 and table 2 together, at that time here 3 is also present in the table 1 and the ID which is also present in the table 2. But if I combine these two, at that time it will not going to take the 3, the student ID 3 and name Jackson as twice. It will going to take only one time. So how we are going to write a query for that? Select star from first. Star indicates I am taking all the columns. That means I am taking both ID and name to be displayed from which table? From the first table, and we are using a union operation here, and select star from second. So here simply I can't take select star from first union, select ID from second. That means the number of columns whatever we are taking from both the table needs to be same along with the same data type in the both the tables. So how the resultant will going to be look like? You can see that if I combine both the table 1 and table 2, that is first and second, then it will look like this. So if you observe the previous table, there we have a 3, the ID as 3, which we have in first table as well as in the second table. But when we are performing a union operation, this will going to eliminate the duplicate data. But union all we have. So in this, instead of taking a distinct values or instead of having a unique values, it will also going to include the duplicate values also. It is unable to remove the duplication and sorting the data. It will not going to sort the data however it was present. In that way only it will going to represent or it will be going to display. Select column name from table 1 and here union all. We are using union all, and also I am selecting certain column from the table 2. So how can I fetch the ID and name from first and second with the help of this union all? That you can see here as an example. Select star from first, union all, select star from second. How it will be the output? Then by making use of this union, it will going to have the duplication also, and it will not going to sort the data in order. So that this is the difference between union as well as union all. Then next we have a intersect. It's already you know about a union all, intersect in your mathematics. But when it comes to the intersect of set operation in the SQL, at that time it will going to combine both the table 1 and table 2, which is common among both the table, then that will going to be displayed as a resultant with the help of this intersect. So that it is used to combine the two table array relation with a select statement. Then the intersect operation returns the common rows from both the select statements. So mainly it will going to return the common rows which is common in both the table 1 and table 2. With the help of this intersect, we can get that values. So here also the number of data type and column must be same. If I wanted to combine or if I wanted to compare table 1 with table 2, then the number of columns and the number of data type whatever we have used in the table 1 and table 2 needs to be same. So that it has no duplicates and it arranges the data in ascending order by default. Then what will be the syntax? Select column name from table 1. So here intersect. So in between only you need to change the keyword. Apart from that, all the syntax will be same for all the set operation. So if it does that, so then what was the common value that we have in a table first and second? That was the row ID 3. So that you can see here, select star from first, intersect, select star from second. So ID, name, both the values or both columns will going to be displayed from the first table as well as the second table. If you know the master table, then the common value is 3 and the name is Jackson. This is regarding intersect. Next, what we have? Minus. So minus in the sense whichever the data we have in A, but that is not present in the B, then we are going to call that as a minus. So it combines the result of two select statement, and this is used to display the rows which are present in the first query, or a first relation or a table, but absent in the second query. So the content whatever we have in A which is not there in B, then we can apply this minus operation. So it will not going to have any duplicates, and data will going to be arranged in ascending order by default. So here also you can see the syntax as a minus keyword, select column name from table 1, select column name from table 2. So here you can see the resultant. So in the first table we have 1, 2, 3. In the table 2, so let me consider this as first table and this as second table. Here also we have a 3, 4, 5, right? So which we have in table 1 and which we don't have in table 2. That is what will be the resultant. Whatever we have in table A or whatever we have in a first table will be the resultant. So 1, 2, 3. So 1 and 2 is present in first table only, but 3 is present in the table 2 or second table also. That means which is there in the first table which is not in the second table will be the resultant. So only 1 and 2 will be the rows which is present in table A and which is not there in table B, or which is not there in second table. So that select star from first minus select star from second. This will be the resultant for this minus operation. I hope you all understood regarding the set operations. We have union, union all, intersect, as well as we have a minus. So next we'll see about the aggregate function. So aggregate in the sense what? We are grouping together. By grouping all the values, then we are applying some function. Then we can call that as a aggregate function here. So aggregate function is used to perform the calculation on multiple rows of a single column of a table. If we consider this as a table and it consists of 2 columns, for each column we are going to have a number of rows. So if I wanted to perform or to calculate the collection or which I wanted to perform or to operate some of the calculation on multiple rows of a particular column of a particular table, then we are going to use this aggregate function. It will take a set of multiple rows as a input, then it will generate only one output. So it will going to return a single value as an output, and also it is used to summarize the data. Then what are the types of aggregate functions we have? So it includes count. It will count the number of rows in a particular column, and sum. This will going to add all the values of a rows in a particular column. Average. It will add all the value and divided by the number of rows we have in a particular column. And minimum, which returns the minimum value of that particular column, and maximum returns the maximum value of a particular column. So here let me explain each of a aggregate function with an example. So before that we'll see about this count function. Mainly we are going to use this count function in order to count or to calculate the number of rows in a database table. If I have a table and if I wanted to find the number of rows for a particular column, then we are going to use this count function, and also it will going to work on both numeric and non-numeric data types. It can be what alphanumeric or only variables or a character. For that also it will going to work. And if I wanted to check all the values, so this count function uses the count of star. That will going to return the count of all the rows in a specified table. So for example, if I have 10 rows in a particular table, if I am using count star, at that time it will just going to return a value or output as all the rows which is there in the particular table. And also this will going to include both the duplicate, even null. So for example, if I consider a table, at that time if I am using this count of star for ID and name, consider 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let me consider this as 3 itself, then name A, B, C. Okay, so if I am using count star from yes, at the time what it will going to return? 4. So here we have a duplicate data. If we consider this as B itself, again these two are the duplicate values. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also null value we have. So it's just going to return the output as 4. That means it will consider both the duplicate data, even null data. So here you can see the example. Here we have a product master as a table that consists of product, company, quantity, rate, as well as we have a cost. So you need to remember this table. That means you just need to imagine these many columns we have in a product master table. I'm going to take the same example to make you understand all the other aggregate function. So here what we have, product, in that we have 10 items. We have 3 types of company, company 1, 2, as well as 3, and we have a number of quantities, and rate has been given along with the cost of a particular product, right? So in the count function, how it will be used? Select count star from product master. So we are counting the number of rows from the product master table. So how many rows we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what it will going to return? The output will be 10, right? Next, can we use this count with a where predicates or where clause? Yes. Then select count star from product mass where rate is greater than or equal to 20. So I'm counting the number of values or a number of rows where the rate which is greater than or equal to 20. So here you can see the example. So rate we have a 1025. What was my condition? The value which is greater than 20, that we are fetching here. 1, 2. Fine. What will be the output for this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the output will be what? 7. So we have a 7 rows of rate which is greater than or equal to 20 from the table called product master. So in order to find this kind of values, we are going to use this count, and also we can use this count with a distinct. Distinct, already we know about the distinct. It will just going to return only unique values. It will not going to have a duplicate values. So select count of distinct company. So now I need to count the company, and we have 3 companies already. I told you regarding that. From which table? Product master. So you can see that we have a company 1, again we have company 1, and also we have a 2, 3. So what we are seeking? Only we are having a distinct company. So that company count is 3. That includes company 1, and it also has company 2, and also it has got company 3. These are the output. So it will going to return a value, only the single value. That output is all about 3, right? This is regarding count function. Again we have this product master table. Let me tell you regarding the sum function. So mainly to add all the rows, then we are going to use this sum function used to calculate the sum of all the selected columns. So if I wanted to count all the columns values together, then we are going to have this sum function, and it will mainly works only for the numeric values. So if we consider the previous one, it will be work both on the numeric as well as the non-numeric, but this sum function will going to work only on the numeric fields. So how will be the syntax? Sum. So we can also use this sum with a distinct, and also we can fetch the sum with the help of certain condition. We can use this with a select, where clause, order by clause. So there also we can have it, right? Select sum of cost. We need to find the sum of cost. So you need to add all the values which is present in the cost from product master. So here you can see that here we have a cost, right? So sum of cost from the product master table. So we need to add all the values which is there in all the rows of a particular column called cost. So by adding all these value as an output, we are going to get the value as 670. So this is what the output. So next we'll see we can use sum with a where condition also. So here select sum of cost from product master where quantity is greater than 3. Even we should not consider 3. If it is greater than 3, then it needs to add all those costs, which is that quantity is greater than 3. So here you can see that. So we have a quantity 3 and 5. So you should not take 3 because we are seeking for a greater than 3. So that need to take only 5, 5 and 4. So 120 and also we have a 150 and also we have a 50. So by adding these three values, it will going to return the value. That value is all about 320. This is how some function can also be used with a where. Based on some predicates or a condition, this is also going to return a value. So next, again we have this table. Let me tell you regarding the average function. Mainly we are going to have this average function to calculate the average value of the numeric type. This is also going to be work on a numeric type, and also it will returns the average of all the non-null values. If I wanted to add and if we divide that by the number of values we have, then we can get the average value for a particular column. In order to get that, the value should be numeric type. And also you can see that syntax will be AVG and function we are using. And if we consider the example, select average of cost from product master. Already we know about the total number of cost, or already we have counted the total cost of a average, total cost of a product master. So it was 670 and we have a total number of items as 10. If we divide this 670 by 10, then it will be the average of 67. So it will going to specify the output as 67. This is regarding average function. Then how this max function will going to work for a particular table? So mainly to find the maximum value of a certain column. So if for example I have a certain cost here, out of that certain cost, what is the maximum value among that particular value? So in order to find that maximum value of a particular column, then we are going to have this maximum function. So that this will going to determine the largest value of all the selected values of a column. Then the syntax will be max of function. So here we are finding a max of rate. So already we have a columns here. Out of the rate, which is the maximum values out of this. So if we see the maximum rate, that will be 30. So the output will be 30. So select max of rate from product master table. So if we select so, then the maximum value will be 30. Even we can do the same thing with respect to minimum also. This is used to find the minimum value of a certain column, right? So this function determines the smallest value of all the selected values of a column. So here also we can have a condition with the help of where condition. So if you wanted to find the smallest value among all the set of values of a particular column, then we have to go with a minimum function. So that select minimum of rate from product master. So here what is the minimum rate that I can take as an output? Let me go back to the table so that you can understand. So which is the minimum value here? 10. So what will be the output for this minimum? Then the output will be 10. Right? This is regarding aggregate function. We have a count, sum, minimum, maximum as well as average. This is all regarding aggregate functions in the SQL. I hope you all understood. In my coming session, we'll see about the views, that is virtual tables which we have in the SQL, and also we'll see about the joins, what is this join is all about, and also we'll see what are the different types of joins we have and how it will going to be performed. That will be in my coming session. Let me meet in the next session. Until that, keep learning, keep on growing. Thank you.